So let's start. My name is Livija Zarina, and I'm working at the Institute of Agricultural Resources and Economics in Latvia. We are the only institute who works on investigations on different materials for field to improve soil quality. And of course, we're working together with University of Life Science. And yes, because you are neighbors, you very well knowing what we are doing. Um, Today, I will share our experience on the technological use of sapropel to restore soil fertility and increase yields. Next slide, please. Those, second slide, yeah. Those who have come across the issues of sapropel extraction or use know already very well that sapropel is a material rich in organic matter, and its organic matter content can reach up to 80%. And but most of course there is water as much till 95%. And yes, sapropel is essentially a natural biomass deposit. It formed over centuries from desired aquatic plants, planktons, microorganisms, distinct from the peat. Yes, sapropel have higher mineral fraction. You can see also fragment from thesis booklet where very well you can find information, a lot of information about sapropel history and content. Next slide, please. Thanks to sapropel's composition, sapropel has certain potential, of course. Firstly, as an organic fertilizer, since it contains humic substance that improves soil structure and biological activity, as an additive to animal bedding or manure, increasing biological value and as a raw material to replace peat in some substrates, and of course, potentially also in energy production. If you dry it and proceed into pellets or briquettes. In a broader context, this potential of sapropel is within soil fertility restoration, climate smart farming, and circular economy. And yes, sapropel is a green or alternative resource in line with EU sustainability and bioeconomic strategies. Some technological uniqueness also in literature pointed some authors, and it's also important to know that technological it's using of them requires dredging and watering, can be pelleted, granulated, and yes, and it's useful use as biostimulant also. It's quite important things. Next slide, please. However, there are limitations for its technological use. Yes, the first and most significant one is this higher moisture content, which complicates transportation and processing. Drying is energy intensive, and without it, the material is difficult to use. The second limitation is extraction costs and logistics. Sapropel is usually obtained from lakes or ponds, and the process is technically complex, seasonal, and associated with environmental risks. And as the third, this limitation concerns regulatory and ecological aspects. In Latvia and in Europe, the use of natural resources is strictly regulated to prevent ecosystem damage. And this means that despite its rich composition, sapropel is not only an easily applicable resource by itself. To unlock its potential, technological solutions are needed, and we need for efficient drying and water separation methods. We need development of sustainable processing equipment and the intensification of niche markets where the value of organic matter offers processing costs. Next slide, please. Sapropel in Latvia. we, well, next slide, please. In Latvia, the potential uses of sapropel in agriculture are soil improvement and humus enhancement, fertilizer enrichment or partial replacement, production of planting substrates and production of planting and solutions for organic farming. We have more than 2,000 lakes in Latvia, and total water area more than 1,000 square meters, and those cover 1.5% of the territory. And lakes contain, according to literature from that thesis booklet, 700 to 800 million cubic meters estimated amount of sapropel as assessed by the State Geological Survey. And we have around our resources total are calculated about 2 billion of cubic meters. And this is quite large amount, and we, let's say, are rich to get more knowledge about it, and also to try develop technologies how to get this useful for fields, for example. Next slide, please. We realized a project. This project was 5 years long, and we finished it a year ago. And leader, our main partner, was the University of Life Science, and objective was to study and develop energy efficient and economical justified sapropel extractions technologies under Latvian conditions, and to evaluate the sustainability of sapropel as a biological active and soil fertilizer for use in agricultural sectors. This small picture colored is in Latvian, and I made translations of this project. We used sapropel from Lake Livija. It's the east part of Latvia, southeast part of Latvia, Latgale. And the site was chosen logically. The lake contained large sapropel reserves, approximately 6.5 million cubic meters, with a shallow extraction depth of 1.1 meter. And yes, here the sapropel extraction has already been carried out in 90s, and were 38,000 tons removed. And of course, within this period, very big changes also became due to intensive eutrophication process in the lake is gradually overgrowing, and regular field die-offs occurs in winter, for example, 2009. And therefore, industrial sapropel extraction also has ecological benefits, and therefore we use this sapropel for our experiments. Content of material, you can see this blue table, and here is dry matter 24.4, and summary nitrogen nearly 3%, ash nearly half of dry matter, and pH 4.6, and here's Wogalklis carbon nearly 1/3, 29.3%. And next, please, slide. Here you can see some pictures what we made. We got this sapropel by car. We got them to our institute experimental feeds. One portion was freely, second portion was in bags. And here you can see fields for where we will make sowing of rye, and next field will be preparing for fava bean, and the third field we prepared for potato. Next slide, I remember I put also that third field. Next slide, please. Yes, this field is for potato, and the methodology is very simple. As you can see, 3 different doses and control white points, and we compare 20, 40, and 60 tons per hectare. We choose this amount because we wanted to fix if there can be possible differences in the yield if we using such not high amount of this material. And the studies results in the next slide, please. You see that we made experiments 20, 21, 23 years, and here is I showing to you only yield levels. This is organic field with normal soil quality parameters. pH was for field 5.6, and phosphorus and potassium around 150 milligrams per kilo, and organic matter content 2.4%. And we can see from results that on average the yield differences over 3 years are insignificant. In 2022, the yield in the variance with sapropel is significantly higher. And but not for all crops. If we checking black boxes, we can fix by eye already that the difference is very small, and we can find, for example, for potatoes, small tendencies that in those fields crops feel better. But generally, there were no differences between variants, and it means that we can conclude similar conclusions made already Lithuanian colleagues years ago. Next slide, please. That study showed that sapropel fertilizer provided benefits only in certain cases, and its impact on crop yield and quality was not conclusive. And the results supported by findings from other researchers indicate that higher applications rate are required to achieve significant soil improvement. And this we also fixed it in all fields. If to check this technology research, yes, I see that in your variant of presentations that slide you have not, but I will use my slide here. And researchers' recommendations for sapropel dehydratation technology. Researchers found that regardless of the sapropel extraction times and technologies, the fastest dehydration occurs during first 4-6 months. Not why such thesis. We made, of course, development of this technology, and technology was studied in the beginning. We used special geotextile boxes, and in first slide, could you go to first slide, please? First one. No, somewhere must be this also geotextile variant. Pity that this picture we cannot see now, but we use it geotextile material, and this material was used 2 years, and in the beginning, this material colleagues put in those boxes, and they studied content and changes of material through 3 periods: winter, spring, and summertime. And therefore, this conclusion that researchers found that regardless of the sapropel extraction time and technology, the fastest dehydration occurred during first months. However, it should be kept in mind that sapropel, which has dehydrated but it is not fully dried, is capable not only of refreezing water, but also of absorbing it. Hence, the sapropel extractions and dehydration process should be planned during winter so that sapropel has time to freeze and the final months of dehydration occur under as dry weather conditions as possible. Next thesis that they got accept that when establishing sapropel sedimentation beds on impermeable of poorly permeable soils, the water filtering layers of dolomite, gravel, or crushed stone should be created. Such a solution could facilitate obtaining sapropel from geotextile bags with lower moisture content, making it easier to transport. And the researchers also emphasize that the dehydration rate of sapropel is determined by its initial moisture content, including the extraction volume. However, once sapropel has lost 10% of its original absolute moisture, it no longer loses water and becomes transportable. And before setting up sapropel sedimentation beds in geotextile bags, researchers recommend calculating the economical feasibility while taking the above factors into account. Yes, of course, sapropel may become a valuable resource in agriculture and biotechnology, but only if economically and technological suitable solutions are found for its processing and use. Otherwise, it remains a resource with strong on paper potential and problematic in practice. And this problem exists, and I'm sure that this problem exists in many countries. It's very expensive to get it to use. But possibilities scientists found, it's possible to use it for animal feeding. It's possible also to use it for medicine, both for soil quality. Yes, for soil quality, also to get higher quality, better quality. Yes, it was experience from this our project. This was experience to try get additional information on technology, on also to get answer to farmers' questions when they asking how need be doses to use in fields, if it's better to use small doses or better to use large amount of them, because in literature we can find also that 80 to 100 tons of sapropel per hectare is okay, and no any bad things becoming. This is practical experience and farmers having those points, but scientific point of view, scientific background, we can give only when we have experimental feeds. And our fields, we try to find this effect of small amount of sapropel, how it's influencing soil quality. And our answers to farmers now is that you can use small amount, your soil structure will be better, but you need not wait for very strict and high yield increasing. So it's my report to your audience. If you would like to get more information about project result, we have final report. It's in Latvian, of course, and it's in I will send this link to you if you would like to find results more deep and also more explanation of this methodology, how to get this sapropel. My person is agronomist. I use this material, taking into account this chemical content and how changes of soil quality parameters changing because of using such doses. So it's my report. Thank you for your attention.